Media wash. They've gone, have they? Good, right. Okay, and then I'd sell the chairs in their room in the office, get them in. Oh, yes. Very shortly, the whole thing will be done out of a garage, and people say, what a brilliant station this is. A lot of people would be out of a job, though, wouldn't they? It's 30 minutes to 11. Nick Hayes is a man who looks at media and things and listens to media, and I've heard of you along the way somewhere, Nick, haven't I?
You have, Clive. We've actually had a chat about Tool. I would say about 3 months ago we talked about ratings. And then
was you, was it?
I mean,
oh, well, the doctor said I should take it slowly. He said you will forget things. Anyway, Brian, what's on your mind? What are we looking at here?
We've done well.
We've done well. So, you've got to reflect on things in the media, because we are affected by them. What have you got?
Well, look, I thought we'll look at a couple of issues that have happened in the last week and just have a bit of a recap and a little bit of a look. I think the number one issue that we've been talking about right around the country, and it's in all our newspapers, it's across all the television, is Winkgate.
I haven't heard the name there, Nick. Is that the best you can do?
That is the best we can do. Isn't it sad, Clive, when any disaster, anything that goes on, any faux pas that happens in the political arena, we just chuck gate at the end, and all of a sudden we've got the great name for this.
You know what the best one will be? If someone called Gate gets into trouble, it'll be Gate. I think that would highlight the whole thing. Anyway, I've not seen the Prime Minister do the wing. Do you think that it's that he, as he said, it was just something to the compere there? Who was he talking to, by the way?
He was talking ABC. I believe he was talking to John Fane.
Oh, well, that'd make your eyes twitch. Yes, I think it might be just a reaction of working with John Fane.
Very well.
Anyway, so what have you noticed about this? Because you've pursued this, I haven't.
Yeah, look, it's a silly thing to do. I mean, for a Prime Minister to go away and wink, and it was in reference to a talkback caller that called in, and even the talkback caller has come under heavy scrutiny across the country, because the caller goes like this. She's called in, she's described herself as a pensioner, and that she's also doing a little bit of telephone sex work that pays a few extra bills. Now,
well, I'd wink as well.
Well, we wouldn't all just wink. We'd have
Of course, as much as I'm doing now. So what's wrong with the media?
And I think the Prime Minister, to be fair to him, it was a non-verbal communication there to John Fane to say, look, I'll take this call. It's okay. Yeah. I've got it. But the Prime Minister also forgot that a TV crew was sitting right in front of him taking all the live pictures, and it just didn't look very good. And there was a few people around in the media that were suggesting that he's the sleaze, that it was an act that...
I'd say someone who does telephone sex working is a sleaze.
Well, she was also to be found out to be a worker for the Australian Labor Party, an activist, and also had very much a political agenda as well. And of course, you'd know, you've had plenty of talkback callers that in the time that you'd know if they were either left or right aligned.
Not that many, really. Was she young and gorgeous?
No, she wasn't.
Why couldn't she have been young and gorgeous, Nick?
Then we'd be talking about a complete different story.
Yes, I mean, couldn't have been one of Edelson's little friends?
And let's not get started on her, because she's completely dominating the media as well at the moment.
He's having a bit of a rough time at the moment, and because it's so constant. Can you imagine, he can't drive his own car. He's got these people at him all the time. They grab bits, because the media is full of journalists who aren't very bright, who grab the 5 seconds and thrash it to death. Then, of course, we want something new. I feel sorry for him. I think any Prime Minister has evidence has shown in recent times of an impossible job.
Well, he's working in the 24/7 news cycle now, and it's unfortunate that, if you went back to his hero, John Howard, when he delivered the 96 slashed budget, the only thing John Howard had to deal with was newspaper journalists, radio journalists, and a little bit of TV. He wasn't dealing with Twitter. He wasn't dealing with Facebook. He wasn't dealing with everyone who is a social journalist sitting in front of them, taking photos or grabbing those opportunities when they possibly could. And he's got a very different job to do to that of John Howard. John Howard did that in 96. He did it, and he managed to improve his numbers and become that Prime Minister that went on for record numbers. But Tony Abbott, if he's got any chance at the moment, he's got to go away and improve the way that he's perceived. And the media, we are very keen to just identify any of the little faux pas, any of the little things that he goes away and does, will highlight it, and the public are outraged by it.
But Nick, no one's relationship would stand that sort of scrutiny. Agreed? If you're in a relationship and you had that sort of attitude with your partner, whoever she is, no relationship would stand that. I think it's become completely unreasonable. I don't get involved with Twitter.
Look, it is. And look, it is unreasonable that we do scrutinise our leaders to that degree. But also, too, it's just those little momentary brain fades that the Prime Minister occasionally has, and he's always supplied us with good material in the media.
Yeah.
There's always an opportunity for him to put out. He puts his foot in his mouth quite often, and he really does deliver it. It's not necessarily the media's fault.
Oh, I think it is. I think that I mean, journalists, in my experience, Nick, somehow feel they're obliged to spill everything they have. I mean, isn't there some filter saying I won't get involved with this, but they all go on because someone else does it? I think their journalists have got a lot to do with it.
I think that whole idea, and I was listening to one radio journalist discuss that he thought that the issue was a non-event. But then when he saw everyone on Twitter, on Facebook, and the amount of energy that was around this story, he felt obliged to go away and start reporting on it. And it was what the people wanted. Sometimes journalism faces a really different issue now. Is it what people need to read or what they want to read?
Yeah, yes, the commercial imperative, eh?
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, I don't get involved with that, Nick, which is why I'm talking to you. Now, this Adam Goodes guy, is he of an Aboriginal background, is he?
He most certainly is. And I know that you're not a big football follower of their club.
Well, no one listening to this program is, Nick.
No one at all?
No, absolutely not. They understand since this morning show's on, they all switch on.
Should we stop talking about this subject then?
Oh, no, I just think that... now, this bloke, Adam Goodes, so is he part white, part black, is he?
No, he's Aboriginal.
No, is he part white, part black?
Yeah, Clive.
What's that?
He is the Australian of the Year.
Is he part white, part black?
Oh, I'd say he's Aboriginal.
No, you've got to be technical here. I spoke to a gentleman earlier this evening, who's Mick Gooder, who's the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander Social Justice Commissioner. Anyway, so Adam Goodes, he would be used to people calling him names, wouldn't he? He's a big guy?
He's a big guy. He's a Brownlow medalist. He is a very dominating figure on the football field. There is... You would be a very brave man to go up and say the sort of things that he's been thrown at.
What sort of things have they said? Can you say or not?
Suggestions there. He's a gorilla. He's an ape. They're the kind of words that over the last 12 months he has been tackling this and getting this in front of them.
Pretty mean, isn't it?
Racism as an issue.
Pretty mean.
It is mean, and to look, racism in any form is just out. It just shouldn't be tolerated. And I think as a society we're trying to deal with it. And as he was appointed the Australian of the Year, he's dealing with this beautifully. I think it is a great ambassador to try and improve our relations that we do have with all forms of cultures, religions. And
what has he said about it, by the way, publicly?
Well, look, he has come out and said that he won't put up with it. And
oh, no, he should put up with it.
Well, he should. Well, he's fighting the fight there for all that may not necessarily...
Yeah, but he could say, look, you can say what you like, but I think it's unfair to criticise someone for the colour of their skin. It's silly. Say what you like, then they'll give up, surely.
Well, that's just... You'd hope that, but then the adults then teach the children think it's all right, and it keeps going on and on. It's an endless cycle, Clive. Yeah. You've got to nip it in the bud and actually do it now. And that's what Adam is out there to go away and do.
No, okay, that's fair enough.
And he's doing a good job, but there was just an issue there that he actually didn't hear the racial slur that was given to him in the football.
Okay, so who was offended then?
The offended people were the people that were watching the football game themselves, and it was the supporters of the opposition team that identified the particular person in the field, amongst the audience there, and got him evicted. And this is really quite amazing, is that now people are taking it into their own hands now to say, hey, we won't put up with this. We don't have to put up with it. Even if we are at the football yelling and screaming and barracking, we don't have to put up with the racial slurs that go on.
No.
It's not a good look. It's not a good look for the football code. It's not a good look in society.
No, it isn't.
Adam's doing a fantastic job.
Very childish. Well, he's a footballer. They don't say he's doing a fantastic job, Nick. You've just ruined your argument. He's a footballer.
He's a footballer. Well, many would ask the question, why is the Australian of the Year an AFL footballer? He's not solving cancer. He's not coming in and really doing the big things that we hope that some of the best Australians...
Well, perhaps he does some other things. Anyway, Nick, nice to talk with you. We'll run out of time. Thank you so much. You're in Melbourne, are you?
No, in Perth.
Oh, you're in Perth. Oh, you poor thing. I spent years there. You poor thing.
Lovely weather. We're about 30 years behind, though.
At least, yes. It's 3 and a bit to 11.
Clive Robertson on 2UE. For Calmer Antiques, where you can hold a piece of history in your hand.
This is